competitors and great competitors. If you can go end on balance beam when you know you're behind and keep your calm, like be calm, cool, and collected, that's like a great competitor. And Oklahoma's really good at doing that. If they just stay focused and hit, they have potential to have very big scores. Utah just needs to keep on keeping on, hit their floor routine, stay clean, and hope for no big mistakes.
And this is KJ Kindler's baby, the balance beam. This is her event, and you know it's a point of pride for her. If they can come back with some big numbers here and win this on her event, it would be big. This is Jenna Dunn, the junior from Oklahoma City, another gymnast from Bart Connor Gymnastics.
This beam routine so far has been solid. Great combination skills of acro, full 180-degree leaps and jumps. The kind of start the Sooners needed, and that stuck dismount.
I mean, a pretty much perfect routine, and what a way to start for Oklahoma. It just takes a little tiny bit of pressure off her teammates.
That 3-skill acro series, very difficult, back handspring layout, and still had room to spare on the beam. Finished that routine with a gainer full off the side. Showcases that stick just a little bit, make sure the judges saw it.
And it's getting loud. The crowd just got done standing up and clapping as Abby Paulson, the junior, gets ready to go on floor exercise. See their volunteer coach, Maya Hambrick, in the background. She is a gymnast, former gymnast from LSU, 20-time All-American, now here on the Utah staff.
Front tuck step out to 2.5 twist. Second tumbling pass. Front layout, front full. Switch full split jump. Last tumbling pass, round up 1.5, front layout. Great routine for Abby Paulson. That is exactly what Utah was looking for.
A great start now for the Utes as well. Hard to find a deduction, maybe a little bit of control in the 2.5.
The 1.5 front lay. It's gonna be hard. I don't know what the judges can do, but Tom loved it with the fist pump.
Jenna Dunn in the leadoff spot for Oklahoma, a career high 9.925. The Sooners will not go quietly. Your all-around leader, Jordan Bowers, 29.775. A narrow lead right now over the Utah Ute, Grace McCallum. She's just 0.075 behind Audrey Davis. You can see in third, a quarter of a tenth back. The battle of the underclassmen, 2 freshmen and a sophomore, vying for the all-around title tonight. Now, though, more importantly, the team title. A lot of pressure on the freshmen here.
Back handspring layout, step out. Just a small balance check. Tries to cover it up. We continue on her dance.
Abby Paulson, a 9.825 for her score, so Oklahoma gets a 1/10 of a point back after one routine. And again, that does not take into account, obviously they can drop a score, but as it stands right now, that's where we're at. She does not have the poise of a freshman that you would expect. She looks like a veteran when she approaches the apparatus.
She does. She competes very well, but there's still small things that she's working on. Consistency, landings, and those are all things that KJ Kindler is really trying to hit home with all her athletes. She had small spots in her routines where she just was unsure of herself. After her acro series, you could see that she drops her shoulder, corrects it with the arm, still keeps going. It's not going to be a huge deduction, but it's going to be there. And a small step on that landing. Not exactly what Oklahoma was looking for. They wanted perfection, and they're probably going to get around a 9.8-ish for that beam routine.
Now the sophomore from Warrington, England, Lucy Stanhope. Second gymnast to go. For Utah again, Abby Paulson a 9.825 in the leadoff spot.
First tumbling pass, full twisting double back. Very difficult E-value skill. Not all 10s are created equal. A lot of times you'll see athletes throw higher level difficulty, hoping to get a little bit of a bump in that reward from the judges when they go to score it. Double tuck, opens up too soon, does step forward. So that would be considered an under rotation, where that's not going to be a bigger deduction than an over rotation. Round off a 1.5 front layout with room to spare. Good floor routine. Did have that little spot in her second pass where she had the deduction, but Utah's on a roll. Nice set on that double tuck. It had a lot of height. She just opened it up too soon, causing her to take that step forward. Finished the routine very well with the connection 1.5 front layout.
Jordan Bowers a 9.775 for Oklahoma in the second spot, so that puts the pressure on the final four competitors. That is a score Oklahoma will want to drop. We'll see what the judges do with Lucy Stanhope's score. Last week, OU scored .275 higher on beam than Utah did on floor. Not that that is apples to apples, but it gives you a little perspective, and of course they trail by 0.3 coming into this rotation. Now Audrey Davis mounts the beam.
Full turn. Audrey getting ready for her acro series. And handspring layout step out.
She stared at that beam when she landed. It looked like lasers were going to come out of her eyes. Focused.
Showing that beam who's boss, basically. Leap, front aerial.
Wow.
I love a sharp beam worker, an athlete who is very tight with all her movements, what she does. And Audrey is that type of gymnast. Beautiful connection. That's a very difficult jump. You're losing sight of the beam when she sticks her head back, making a very high value skill. Round up double full, and she sticks it.
They needed perfection in that routine. If you can tell me where it could be better, I'd like to know, because this was amazing.
Now, I'm not a judge, which we all know, but there were 0 places where I was going to take a deduction. That routine was fantastic. Hitting the full 180 on her jump there. The difficulty was there, the double twist. I mean, we can see the feet had a little bit of crossing in the air, but like I said, we see this in slow motion.
We mentioned Maya Hambrick a couple of routines ago. Comes over from LSU, where she was an outstanding gymnast there. And starts her college coaching career here in Utah. First season for her as the volunteer coach. Her main event is floor exercise. She coaches this event along with head coach Tom Farden. Now Grace McCallum, a 9.875 to win the all-around. But I can guarantee you that is the least of her worries. She wants to put this team in front, keep them in front.
Grace opens up with a big full in. You see the Utah team on the sideline just hyped up for this competition. Front layout, front 1.5. I think it's safe to say she won the all-around.
That should be good enough for a 9.875. How high will the judges go? And I think it's amazing. She just gets here in November after that whirlwind of a year she's had, and she's got to get refocused and regrouped. And I think it's an exceptional start to the season for her.
Hasn't missed a beat. She's adjusting very well. And the team absolutely loved having her here.
Carrie Thomas getting ready to go on the balance beam. Oklahoma had some mistakes last week on balance beam. Carrie Thomas, a 9.6 is not typical. Audrey Davis, a 9.85 for her beam routine. They found a 10th and a half. Not sure where, but that is certainly going to hurt the Sooners. Here we go with Carrie Thomas. Grace McCallum, you heard the noise in the background, 9.975. Utah stretches that lead. That means there is a judge that gave her a 10 on that routine, and
unfortunate fall for Carrie Thomas.
That might do it for the Sooners. They are going to have to count a 9.775 now from Jordan Bowers.
That handspring layout step out. Switch leap straddle quarter. Composing yourself after a fall on the balance beam is really hard. You need to just turn the page, forget that it happened, because you don't want to give any more deductions away. You can't let it snowball and get completely out of your control. A good finish for Carrie. I know she'll be disappointed with how that turned out, but it is early in season. Get these falls and mistakes out now. Taking another look at Grace's floor routine. That beautiful front layout to front 1.5. Very pumped up about it.
Already loving her college experience. That 39.675 means that Grace McCallum cannot be caught in the all-around. Yes, it is getting loud as Jaden Rucker, the junior from Mesa, Arizona, and Desert Devils Gymnastics. You got to think just 2 more hits out of the 3 final gymnasts to go for Utah, and they will clinch this competition.
Full in. His first tumbling pass, and that was big. switch half, split full, roll full. Getting some bonus points for those connections, those jumps and leaps. The crowd is loving this floor routine. Her teammates are dancing alongside her. The atmosphere here is amazing. Strong pass from the layup from full. I mean, what can you say? That was very good.
It feels like Utah's night, does it not?
They are definitely on fire, and they just, I think, you know what, the home crowd and having fans back, I don't think people understand how much harder it is to compete without your fans, and having them here just gives it an extra bump.
Stick Lake City, and they are doing it.
Next up on beam for Oklahoma, Carly Woodard.
Now Carly Woodard for Oklahoma. Essentially, these last two gymnasts for Oklahoma have to be perfect, and they're probably going to need a little help from Utah. And when I say help, Utah's going to have to make some mistakes on both of their final routines for the Sooners to catch them. Carrie Thomas got a 9.05 for her beam routine. Obviously, with that fall, Jaden Rucker just put up a 9.925.
Being the next athlete after fall, you almost have to not pay attention to what your teammates did before you, because if you do, things can snowball like this.
And that's it. Utah will not be caught tonight.
Beam is very mental, and you have to be tough and not think about what is on the line. Beautiful front toss to beat jump.
Not typical of an OU team. I don't know the last time I saw them with two falls on beam.
They will definitely be upset with how beam has turned out. But like I said, this is beginning of the season. You want to get this out of your system now. Aerial. Full dismount. Bounce back from the fall well, but you can tell she's disappointed in that. We were talking to them earlier about how they don't love having falls and pretending to be happy about it.
Miley O'Keefe, the next gymnast to go. This is what a national championship routine looks like.
Such a poised competitor, very talented, knows where she is when she's doing her skills, and that's why she was the best. Very dynamic athlete.
Everybody clap for next up on floor for Utah, Miley O'Keefe.
And if you want anybody up in this situation, a hit routine is going to clinch it for Utah. You want this athlete. She is perfect on her collegiate career. She has never missed a routine in college. 84 for 84.
Double pike, sky high. Switch lead. Georgia take full. I think those turns are the hardest type of dance element that are in floor routines. So many people do them. Their skill value is obviously high because it's hard, but man, I also don't love them.
They become popular.
They are very popular. Wolf turns. Great connection pass. Steps a little off to the side. That was a awesome floor routine. Second tumbling pass. Big double pike. Just nice form in the air. Toes pointed. And this wolf turn, unless you've tried one, you don't realize how hard they are. Finish the routine with this beautiful connection, the 1.5 front full. Does step off to the side. If the judges are going to be like nitpicky about things, they want you to step forward.
Next up on the beat for Oklahoma.
The easiest means to score Miley O'Keefe might ever have, certainly against a top-ranked team. An 8.875 gets the win for Utah. Certainly she will do that. They will be the winners tonight. But before we're done, we've got a couple more great routines. One, Reagan Smith had a mistake last week. Very unusual for her on this event. Trying to finish strong for the Sooners here.
That handspring layout step out. Very solid on that landing. Favorite front aerial. Great connection to the back handspring swing down. Handspring gainer full, and she sticks it. She looked angry at the beam during that routine, like she was mad at it.
Redemption for last week. Certainly not going to get the win for Oklahoma, but you want to finish on a strong note.
The acro pass just rock solid on that landing. And the back handspring gainer full off the side. Capped off a great routine for Reagan Smith.
Certainly not the beat Oklahoma wanted to have, but I'll tell you what, don't sleep on the Sooners because they have got some people on the bench that are going to put up big scores for them later in the season, and they do not go quietly. They will be in the hunt most certainly. Now, senior Sydney Solowski out of Calgary, Alberta, Canada. She will be the final gymnast to go. The team competition is in the bag for Utah. They have got the win. This is a victory lap of sorts for the super senior.
Ginormous double layout. Switch half split full. Second tumbling pass for Sydney. Front layout, front full.
Reagan Smith helps Oklahoma finish on a positive note. A career high 9.975 for her. Nicely done.
Sydney looking to close out this routine. Around the 1.5 front layout. That was a great floor rotation for Utah. And Sydney's routine is just like the perfect exclamation mark to top it off.
Which judge wants to just put a 1 and a 0 on their paper? What a finish for Utah.
That big double layout opens up with so much height and air time. The front lay, front full. Finish the routine with 1.5 front layout. Perfect control on those landings.
A 10-0 sometimes is an emotional decision for a judge, I feel like. The emotions are at a peak in this arena right now. Back in front of the home crowd, over 10,000 fans. Utah's 12-0 versus Oklahoma in Salt Lake City, but it's been a long time since they've been here. On the other side of the floor, Oklahoma has won 15 straight against the Pac-12. That changes today. Wow, what a meet. We're going to wrap it up, get all the final scores. What a night here in Utah.